Welcome back, everyone. I can actually say that now because I was looking, and last time I looked we had 5 views on the first video, so I guess somebody decided they wanted to watch. So welcome back. If you come back, or if you're completely new, welcome. As you can see, I'm a little more cleaned up and polished today. I was working before the last video last time. Today I was just running some errands, went to the grocery store, stopped and got some oil for the car, and now I'm just headed home. So as you can probably tell from this video, and especially the last video, I'm fairly uncomfortable in front of the camera and talking to you folks, and that's really why I decided I wanted to do this, and I wanted to talk about that today because it's a whole philosophy of some things I try to do and live by. And forgive me if I don't look at the camera. I am driving, so if something were to happen, I might pause and make sure we're still safe before I continue my story. But anyway, back on topic. So being uncomfortable. I think today people strive for comfort too much, in the sense that they get into a comfort zone and kind of their own little box. And you go to work, you make food, you're the same food most of the time. I'm certainly guilty of that. You talk to the same people, you go to the same places, and at the end of the day, you have this box of familiarity that it's where you just stay. Now, I don't remember where exactly I heard this from, but being uncomfortable drives growth. So every time that you are growing, you're probably uncomfortable because you're stretching your boundaries and you're going outside of where you feel like you can go. So a great example of this is at the gym, and I got a couple of people that work out with me through the week. We've been going now for just under a year, probably 9 or 10 months or so, and it was very uncomfortable for them at first because they hadn't really worked out before. I've been working out for a fairly long time, through football in high school, and then I played a little bit in Division III college. Get to know more about me as we go along, but I'm fairly comfortable in the gym, and they really were doing these lifts for the first time, and so they were extremely uncomfortable. It felt awkward. I was always trying to watch them to make sure that they were doing it correctly because they don't know how it's supposed to feel. And so that's that period of rapid growth, is whenever they're so far outside of their comfort zone, and now after about 9 months they're on their own. They can do stuff and get into the rhythm. They know what it's supposed to feel like. They do it, and in and out. The problem with this is, while you initially expanded your comfort zone, now all of a sudden your new comfort zone encompasses what you're doing, and you're not necessarily pushing yourself anymore. So for me, to get outside of my comfort zone, you have to get to, pick a weight, for instance. On bench, you say, well, my comfort zone, I think I can do this, and I think I'm comfortable doing that. Well, all of a sudden you got to go, well, let's throw 5 or 10 pounds more on and see what I can do then. And so for me, that's how I try to always get out of my comfort zone in the gym, is maybe more weight. Let's do some new exercises. If I see somebody in the gym doing something that I've never done or I don't know anything about, I'll ask to say, hey, what's that supposed to work? And then I might try it out. And while it'll probably feel awkward, it'll feel a lot different. If I like the way that I think it's working, maybe I'll incorporate that. And I've, in the last year, incorporated probably half a dozen new exercises, or something that I found maybe online, something somebody in the gym said. I have some good ones for the shoulders rotator cuff because, like I said, football, my shoulders are a little messed up. but found a way to do some shoulder raises that doesn't hurt just because somebody in the gym said, here, try this. So that's what I mean when I say getting out of your comfort zone and really growing while being uncomfortable. And that's what I think I'm trying to do here as well. I don't particularly care for public speaking or speaking to people. I'd much rather have them ask me questions and then answer those questions. But speaking to the camera here, I can really work on that, work on my delivery, work on, I guess, basically mentally. So make sure that my brain is thinking fast enough that I can talk, but not too fast where I go all jumbly and say something weird because my brain's 4 or 5 sentences ahead and my mouth just can't keep up. So it's kind of what I'm trying to do with this, and that's what I mean when I say getting out of your comfort zone. And that's just what I believe, and there's a couple of kind of mottos that I try to live my life by, but that's one of them. Of you got to always keep pushing yourself, because at a certain point nobody's going to push you anymore. You're not going to have teachers that are pushing you to get good grades. You're going to be out of the house. Your parents aren't going to be able to push you anymore. I mean, they can, but they're not going to be there in your everyday life really forcing you to do the right thing or put the effort in. So it's something we all struggle with, but if you have it in your head and you're cognizantly thinking about it, you can make sure that you do it. So this is kind of the type of video that I envision. I do a lot of thinking in the car rides. I got about maybe a half-hour drive to work and then a half-hour drive home from work. Sometimes I like to listen to the radio, so I have 3 stations. There's an NPR station, a public radio. I do enjoy some of the broadening that it brings. They were talking on the way in. I was listening to them talk about basically animals and their intelligence and some of the social interactions that they do, which I thought was interesting. I have a sports radio, so big sports fan. Penguins play tonight, so catch that. Maybe they'll be able to finish out the series in Nashville tonight for Game 6. And then my country radio station, I listen to country icon, so it's a little bit older stuff. I don't particularly care for the newish country. But ultimately, like I said, I do a lot of thinking, and I want to bring that, share that with you, because sometimes it makes a lot of sense and I have good thoughts. Sometimes I just want to bring up a dialogue because I don't really know where it's going, and could use some input from you guys and say, hey, what do you guys think about this subject? I recently called my grandmother and we talked about currency the other day, and I'll probably make that into a video in the next couple of days. But we talked for maybe an hour and just posing what if questions and kept going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. So that's what I plan to have for these videos, and I still need a cool signing off, so if you have any ideas for that, please let me know. But in the meantime, I'll see you next time, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of my ride home. Have a good one, guys.